I'm Laura Caponera, the wig master at South Coast Repertory, and today we're going to do a fun little project where we're going to do a 1960s period hairstyle. I found this wonderful flippy little updo, or semi-updo, and it's really fun, and it's the same haircut as Crystal's hair, so I thought this would be a fun hairstyle to try. Now fortunately, this hairstyle has a little picture of the roller Sept pattern with it. So we're going to do a top section, two side sections, and a back section. And you're going to want to have some nice little clips to do this with. So I'm going to make a horseshoe pattern in Crystal's hair up on top. So with the tail comb, carving out a horseshoe shape. Now we're going to do, instead of a roller set, we're going to do curling iron, but we'll use the same pattern that was done with the roller set. So I'm taking my curling iron and making sure that it's at a correct heat setting for Crystal's hair. And I'm going to take my tail comb and put her hair forward. And in our roller pattern, they're doing some interesting movement. So I'm going to simulate what they've done with the rollers. Now, when you use a curling iron, you don't necessarily want to put it right on the ends first. You want to start a little higher up, and that way you're going to distribute the heat a little better, and also you're not going to damage the ends as much. So you start mid to root section and then curl the ends in. So now that we have a nice roller pattern here with the curling iron, take the teeth of your comb, stick it in through the hair touching the barrel of the curling iron, and then slide the curling iron out. And that way you maintain that nice curl. Then you take a little clippy and clip the curl in place. Then you can take the comb out. So that way it'll hold that nice curl pattern and it'll cool, and you'll get a much better curl set. Finish the back section. Now moving on to the side section. So now we've done the back sections and the two side sections. So we're going to take the top section and divide it into two, because in our pattern here there's a couple different movements. So I'm going to divide this in two. And honestly, whenever you're doing this kind of work, divide and conquer. It's the best way to go. So I'm actually going to do this back section second, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. I'm going to do this front section first. Sorry, Crystal. Your two eyes. So one of the tricks that you can do if your hair does not take a curl very well, which Crystal's hair does take a curl, but this is the trick. Before you put the curling iron on, you spray a little hairspray on the section, and then you put the curling iron on. And then the hairspray sort of acts like a setting lotion, which is what they would have used in the roller set in that period. And feeding the hair all the way through to the end. Hold it in place for a few seconds. You can make the curl a little prettier by combing it. Put the comb in place, remove the curling iron, and then put a clippy in. And then I'm going to continue through the front and then this back section. And the reason I'm doing that is if you have some nice curls sitting here, it actually gets in the way of your curling iron when you're trying to do the front section. So if you do all these other sections first, leave this, do the front section, then you jump to this section, it'll go much easier. So once you have all of your curl patterns in place, give a little hairspray all over. And that'll help give you a little more oomph in your hairstyle. Then give it a moment to cool and for the hairspray to dry. So now that the hair has cooled, I've taken out most of the clippies and I'm going to proceed to brush out the hair. But I just wanted to note that I've left the clips in place in this whole top section. And it's always better when you're doing a hairstyle to separate out the front and do it last. I'm going to style the back part first, and then I'll incorporate the front. For the 1960s, fullness was a big part of the hairstyle. So I'm taking this back section and I'm just going to do a little bit of gentle back combing, just for fullness. And I'm going to put it through the entire crown area. So taking a section of hair, taking a brush or comb, and just gently pushing it downward. And then smoothing it out on top. So continue back combing all the way through the front, and then you can also start incorporating more hairspray.